All right, how's it going? See the room clearing out for the mention of Coinbase? All right. Um, sh- I'll get right started. My name is JM. I'm a dev on the Coinbase Wallet team. Super excited to be here at ETH Denver in person, talking to y'all face to face like this. The main purpose of my presentation today really is simple, is to make sure that everyone is aware of the really important fact that you still have about 15 minutes to claim your free Bitcoin. If you haven't claimed it yet, I don't know, you're living under a rock and you don't have a Coinbase Wallet account for some reason, make sure, grab some time right now. I'll be around here for 20 more minutes to go get your drops. I heard the site's back up, so make sure you get connected. All jokes aside, now that I have your full attention, the reason that I'm here in the presentation actually is just going to be talking about what we're building at Coinbase Wallet today. I'm going to be sharing some exciting updates regarding specifically our standalone wallet extension. And most importantly, if you're a dApp developer in this crowd or anyone interested in developing dApps, help walk through how you can connect your dApp to our Coinbase Wallet users and tap into our existing user base so that you can leverage our user base to grow your dApp. One thing to note is that as much as this session is labeled as a workshop, I do want to say that everything that I'll be talking through is very beginner friendly and very approachable. I'll be going through some very simple code snippets, but everything I'll be talking about is also going to be hosted in a public GitHub repo at Coinbase Wallet. If you want to go check it out, fork it, reference it anytime in the future. And so no need to pull out laptops and code editors. Looks like no one's doing that anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. And if you're a dev or not, hopefully this will be accessible, informative content. And let's jump right into Coinbase Wallet. So when most people think about Coinbase, they usually think about a centralized exchange app and now a bouncing QR code. But did you know that we actually have a self-custody suite of wallet products? We have it enabled for users to be able to manage their keys safely and make on-chain transactions via dApps, whether that's related to DeFi, NFTs, or DAOs, you name it. We're currently offered natively on Android and iOS. And as of last November, we have a standalone wallet extension on the browser for users to use conveniently. Our incredible team has been working day and night to make sure that we have the right set of features in our app such that the users can have the most delightful user experience when using our dApp. So I just want to go through briefly, highlight some of the recently added features we have on our app, starting with a unified portfolio balance with L1 and L2 networks so that you can manage your tokens in a single screen under a single balance. We also have support for NFTs, viewing your collection, sending your collection. We also have a native DEX feature, so you can swap and handle all that within your app without having to leave it. This is supported on Mainnet and Polygon. We have speed up and canceling pending transactions, support for adjustable gas, ENS and Coinbase username, and a lot more other features. Two little ETH Denver alpha leaks that I want to have is mentioning two upcoming features that are set to launch. One of which is becoming support for hardware wallets, such that users can use the most secure way to experience DeFi. And the second is another killer feature called Coinbase Pay, where users can basically connect their self-custody wallet to their Coinbase exchange account and very seamlessly on-ramp fiat in the app with one click of a button. Pretty dope, right? Okay. And finally, just to toot my horn a little more, a lot of people are using it. We have more than 5 million self-custody users. We're the fastest growing extension in the US. We're the most downloaded self-custody mobile wallet in the US. And I think the most important thing is that our key advantage is helping the more than 70 million users that are existing in our Coinbase ecosystem and onboarding them onto the Web3 world so that we can make the pie grow larger for all of us. So, enough of shilling the product. The real question is, if I'm a dApp developer developing a dApp, how can I actually tune into this user base? How can I actually connect my dApp with the Coinbase wallet such that I can tap into this existing user base and elevate my dApp? So I'm going to walk you through a couple ways, but the main idea here is that it's actually really simple. just a few lines of code on your front-end app, and you'll be able to connect seamlessly Coinbase Wallet to your dApp. 3 ways I'm going to walk you through this is, first, the classic injected Web3 provider approach. The second, directly using Coinbase Wallet SDK as a provider. And third, using open source library, third-party libraries as a provider to connect your dApp to Coinbase Wallet. So it's all about providers. Just a quick note on a provider, it's just an abstraction of a connection to an Ethereum network such that your dApp can read and write from the chain and let your users interact with your on-chain contract. So yeah, we'll take a look at the first option, which is just using an injected Web3 provider. This is commonly known as window.ethereum for those of you dApp devs out here. And if you are someone like me, this is probably the first approach you saw when you're doing your first dApp tutorial. Certainly was for my case, and you're probably very familiar with this, but let me just walk you through it. Let's say you're setting up a dApp to connect to a wallet, whichever wallet you want to provide. What you would do is, whether you're using Web3 or Ethers as the framework to interact from your front end to the chain, you'll be able to initialize your Web3 object or your Ethers Web3 provider by simply passing it in this wallet.ethereum, the window.ethereum object. And what the window.ethereum object contains is an injected provider from the wallet extension commonly, such that you can just use your provider's API and instantiate your contract and interact with the chain very simply. So a quick note about what window.ethereum is. So most wallet today existing on extension-based wallets, as long as their provider is EIP 1193 compatible, they usually are able to create their own provider, inject that into the browser under window.ethereum, such that on the front end, you can very easily just fetch that provider and use it to access your library API and interact with the chain, etc. So this approach works with most extension-based wallets, including Coinbase Wallet. We have full support for most basic wallet interaction, such as signing and submitting transactions, approving and minting ERC20 tokens, and adding and switching networks using EIP 3085 or 3326. But we also want to mention that you have to know whether or not the window.ethereum object is actually there at the presence of a user who has installed an extension on their browser. So the targeted user base for this option would only be users who already have installed Coinbase Wallet extension, or the users who are using our in-app dApp browser on the mobile client, because they've already have injected the Web3 provider into the browser. But a common issue that we see is that, let's say your friend says, hey, I heard you build a cool dApp. I don't know much about this Web3 thing. I don't have a wallet, but I want to check it out. And you send them a link. Commonly, we have scenarios where we see buttons simply disabled when there is no injected provider, or there's a simple no wallet detected, good luck buddy text that shows up on the dApp. In those scenarios, it's not the most graceful user experience for users that don't have a wallet. The second scenario is that a lot of Coinbase mobile wallet users want to make sure their keys are stored on the secure enclave of their phone and simply interact with their dApp directly from their mobile. But to do that, the user again has to have an extension installed if you use the injected Web3 provider approach. I wonder if there's a much easier way to handle this default scenario when a user simply doesn't have a dApp doesn't have an extension installed. Instead of showing a disabled button or a no wallet detected message, what if we had a scenario where a user simply connects the wallet and sees this pretty graceful onboarding page that explains to you what our extension is about, links to you to an installation page, and also enables users who have a phone to simply scan the QR code directly from their Coinbase mobile app to connect seamlessly to the dApp without having to worry about the extension itself. Pretty nice, right? And so to enable this is the second approach called using the Coinbase Wallet SDK directly into your dApp. You can think of Coinbase Wallet SDK as a bridge between your dApp and our wallet. And so let me walk through a little bit of code about how you can establish this communication channel. Simply, you install Coinbase Wallet SDK using whatever package manager you prefer. Then you import the SDK into your dApp. You'll be able to initialize parameters that are set default and required for a lot of providers out there, whether that's a JSON RPC URL from Infura or Alchemy, or a default chain ID. You'll be able to initialize the Wallet SDK, given your app name, and create the Web3 provider based on the Wallet SDK. and simply add that and wrap it around your Web3 object or your Ether's Web3 provider, just like you would do with window.ethereum, and you'll be able to access the full-fledged features of all the advanced features that we've just talked about. Just to go through it one more time, the targeted users for this will be those who are able to onboard with our new onboarding experience if they don't have an extension installed, if they are using a mobile client and they simply want to use a QR code to bridge into your dApp, this is also an approach. And finally, we also have support for deep linking, so that if you open a dApp on your phone on Safari or Chrome, we'll be able to deep link straight into the user's Coinbase wallet if they have it logged in, such that they have a seamless user experience in-app without having to leave. And so that's all well and fine. But realistically, if I was a dApp developer, my goal would be maximizing the reach of my dApp, right? I don't care what wallet my dApp user uses, whether it's MetaMask or a wallet that's provided by Wallet Connect or it's Coinbase Wallet. We want to make sure that your dApp maximizes the reach across all user bases. So you want to actually see something more like this on your dApp? Can I get some more options, please? And so the third and final, and actually the recommended approach that we're going to be talking about next, is actually using one of many open source third-party library providers out there to seamlessly support many wallets, Coinbase Wallet being one of them, into your dApp and have access to the full-fledged features. So this is the third approach. Again, it's highly recommended on our end too. And let me walk through one of my personal favorite libraries these days. It's one that my friends have been harping about due to the ease of use and clean documentation. It's called WagMe from awkweb.eth. Let me just walk through some code to check out how seamless and easy it is to inject a wallet provider into your dApp. So you just install WagMe, import the WagMe provider along with the associated connectors into your dApp. Here, connector is just an abstraction of what we called provider earlier when we're dealing with single wallet providers. You initialize these connectors just like you would initialize other providers, giving the default JSON RPC URL, app name, chain ID, etc. Then you wrap your app in the library provider. You wrap your app, that's kind of cool. You wrap your app with the WagMe provider, provide the connectors into the provider, and then you can simply, in your app, use all the WagMe hooks to access the provider, make a connection to your wallet, access your contract, etc. So it's super, super seamless. And the great thing about third-party libraries like this is that you not only get access to the full-fledged features that the Coinbase Wallet SDK provides, but in addition, Coinbase Wallet is just going to be one of many wallet providers on your dApp such that you can expand your dApp user base. It's really easy to use because it abstracts a lot of the complexities out of implementing this in a more vanilla way that we showed earlier. You have flexible UI. You can create your custom modals like shown in this example, such that it stylizes with your UI and integrates pretty well. And finally, you'll be able to provide the full-fledged features for each unique wallet provider all in a single dApp, and that's the ideal user experience. So the targeted user for this approach is really anyone with a self-custody wallet because it's wallet agnostic. A lot of other popular libraries that are well established out there we just want to shout out to. We have Web3 React by Noah Zinsmeister. Super really nice app, very clean, easy to use. Onboard by Block Native, and there's also Web3 Modal by Pedro and the Wallet Connect team. Shout out to all of these libraries. They've been doing a really good job helping dApps connect easily and seamlessly to all providers out there. And if you're somebody who runs a library that helps dApps connect to wallets, please DM us at Coinbase Wallet on Twitter or GitHub. We'd love to help integrate Coinbase Wallet SDK into your library. So that's all, folks. Are you ready to build? Would be the way we would end if that was quite uncharacteristic of Coinbase. We do want to mention that although I don't have anything as exciting as a bouncing QR code that offers free BTC, we do have a bounty out there. Anyone who integrates Coinbase Wallet SDK into their Build Week Hackathon submission, you'll be eligible for this bounty. It's $750 per team, $750, not a small amount, to 20 teams. And you can find more information about the selection criteria on this link. It's just ethdenver-bounties-Coinbase Cloud. I do want to mention that Coinbase is actively hiring, so there's a giant talent pool both in this room and in the conference. We want to make sure that if anyone's interested helping expand the adoption of crypto, please check out our roles out here on coinbase.com/careers, and you can hit me up. I'll be walking around. If any questions after this, we can chat too. And finally, we'd love to connect with you, get a full view of the Coinbase Wallet SDK documentation at the Coinbase Cloud website, and also check out their full suite of products if you want to learn more about Coinbase Cloud. And finally, if you have a minute, please scan this QR code. We have a little survey there. We'd love to have your feedback. Or actually, please scan this QR code. We'd love to have your feedback on this survey. And yeah, shout out to the Coinbase Cloud team, Danielle, Sarah, Alex for organizing this presentation. And yeah, I'll be here around for questions for other engineers.
We have a few minutes for questions now, actually.